Hello, I'm Nee Huckabee.
I'm Jessica Gimes.
You've probably been told before, eat your food, there's children in Africa starving.
While this saying is largely true, there are children starving all over the world, even in America.
Nearly half of the world's population lives in poverty. The definition of poverty is the state or condition of having little or no money, goods, or means of support. Poverty seems to be a never-ending problem around the world. For years, government officials and organizations have tried to solve the problem, and although it's been improving, there's no foolproof solution that has worked everywhere.
Most countries that live in poverty are located in the African continent. In more developed countries, poverty largely affects people of color and minority groups, and also the disabled. In every country, a portion of the population struggles with poverty, some more than others. Even America, one of the world's richest and most powerful countries, fails to solve the problem of poverty as 40 million of the country's citizens live in poverty. A leading cause of poverty in Africa is poor governance and corruption. Without proper leaders to spend government money in a civil way, poor land utilization, political feuds, poor infrastructure, and lack of education become prominent. Diseases also spread rapidly due to the lack of education and poor health funding.
On a local scale, in Charlotte-Mecklenburg County, 11.7% of the population lives in poverty. These people could be peers from school, your co-workers at work, or even friendly neighbors. Poverty is close to home and reaches everywhere. On a national scale, the poverty level for America is 12.7%, with approximately 40.6 million people. Most poverty in the U.S. is also present in world cities. On a global scale, 80% of the world lives on less than $10 a day. All of these statistics prove the reality of poverty and show that it is still a problem.
Over spring break, I had the opportunity to go to Malawi, Africa. Seeing the poverty all over the land really broke my heart and showed me what it truly is. Malawi is the sixth poorest country in the world, with a GDP of $819. 70% of the population lives under $1.90 a day. Malawians have little to no money for food, so they rely on subsistence farming of maize and sugarcane, and rely on eating sema, a ground-up corn and water mix, to survive. Luxury foods include mice and grasshoppers. Most citizens don't have enough money for a new pair of shoes and will go years wearing handmade shoes. Our church stayed at an orphanage and provided every child in the orphanage a pair of shoes. Most Americans have multiple pairs of shoes and don't even use every single one they have. But by giving these kids one pair of shoes, they were overjoyed because most of them don't have anything. Due to the lack of development, people will sell their items on the ground in open areas. Sugarcane, maize, and other crops are largely sold. Clothes are hand-washed and dried outside. Many citizens lack modes of transportation and will walk for hours to get to the nearest store or church. Some Malawians scrape up enough money to afford a bike, but cars and motorbikes are luxuries that only the top % of Malawians can afford. Although the people of Malawi suffer from extreme poverty and underdevelopment, they still maintain a bright smile and are considered to be the warm heart of Africa.
Solutions to these problems mainly start at education. Through educating the population, specifically women and children, less diseases will be spread, proper birth control will be used, and new technologies and infrastructures will be created. Having equality between men and women in the workforce can lead to a positive increase for the economy as well as an increase in jobs. More government spending on healthcare can limit disease and help to provide nutrients to growing children and those in need. Finally, corrupt governments need to rebuild to be stronger and more efficient in order to properly run the country. They need to be clear about their intentions to the public to avoid conflict. Hopefully, after all development goals are met, poverty can be limited and the world can be a happy place.